Is the secret to stopping neuropathy pain hidden on a faraway Greek island? Here's how 88,268 neuropathy sufferers are now pain-free, thanks to a 5-second daily habit from a Greek island. And it's backed up by research from the Mayo Clinic. This discovery eliminates neuropathy pain within 30 days with no drugs, no side effects, and no doctors. The worst neuropathy pain and numbness is completely gone fast after nothing else would work. This Greek island natural secret has stunned the medical community because it blocks the 3 enzymes that cause neuropathy pain. This is unique. You've never heard of it before. And it is, in fact, the complete opposite in many ways of the things you've tried before that didn't work well enough. Years of suffering from tingling, numbness, burning, and pins and needles pain in the hands, feet, legs, and face are all gone just by doing this 5-second daily habit. Paula G. from Memphis, Tennessee couldn't believe her results after just 1 month and said, "I thought since I had been a diabetic for over 30 years, my results would take a while. But boy, was I wrong. Within a month, I was pain-free, filled with energy, and off my meds. I'm so thankful I found this. It truly saved my life." Chris J. from Melbourne, Australia. "My cousin mentioned that she had a neuropathic friend at work that saw this website and it completely changed her health and her life. So I decided to give it a shot, and why not? Nothing else was working for me. By the end of the first month, I was pain-free, heart rate controlled, and sleeping like a baby nightly." Harry S. from California raves, "It works better than I ever imagined. I'm now saving hundreds of dollars monthly by not having to take the drugs my doctor prescribed me for years. Thanks again." In addition to saving you thousands of dollars a year in doctor and prescription costs, you'll also get back to being active and having fun again and doing the things that you like with the people you like. In fact, a whole new life of happiness, mobility, and freedom will soon be yours, and this means that you can have and be what you want out of life instead of suffering from pain any longer. This Greek island discovery is now scientifically backed by some of the largest and most prestigious institutions and research labs in the world. Brown University, Mayo Clinic, University of Miami, and Columbia University, to name a few. The research scientists said, "I was amazed by how active and vibrant these elderly islanders were, despite many of them being diabetic. They showed no signs of the crippling neuropathy pain that so often plagues diabetics in the Western world. I knew I had to uncover their secret." After months of intensive research and collaboration with the university team, a game-changing discovery was made. The islanders' unusual 5-second daily habit was actually blocking the 3 hidden enzymes responsible for triggering neuropathy pain. This natural enzyme blocking was the key to their remarkable pain-free lifestyles. The implications of this discovery are nothing short of life-changing for the millions of diabetics suffering from neuropathy pain worldwide. Until now, conventional treatments have primarily focused on masking symptoms with addictive pain medications, which come with a host of serious side effects and rarely provide lasting relief. But this groundbreaking discovery is a safe, natural solution that targets the root cause of neuropathy pain, the 3 pain-triggering enzymes. Margaret Rinovich, "I tried every treatment under the sun, from prescription painkillers to invasive procedures, but nothing gave me lasting relief," says Margaret, a 77-year-old grandmother who'd been battling excruciating neuropathy pain for over a decade. "But after just 30 days of doing this simple 5-second protocol, my pain disappeared. I feel like I've gotten my life back." 3 years ago, my father George was diagnosed with diabetic peripheral neuropathy. That's when things started spiraling out of control, and spiraling fast. My father George, a former Navy captain, had always been a tough guy, the backbone and soul of our entire family. Our entire family referred to him as the captain. Although he struggled with his type 2 diabetes diagnosis that he had several years before his neuropathy diagnosis, you would never hear a complaint out of his mouth about it. This despite the drastic lifestyle changes he had to make to fight the disease. That all changed after his diagnosis of neuropathy and after debilitating daily pain overtook his entire body. The pin and needle burning sensations that ate away at his nerve endings and pulsated through his body, especially at night, were just too much for him to not complain. The daily aches, pains, and numbness throughout his body rid him of his health and sanity. My father was always good at masking his pain. This, though, he just could not control. He suffered from insomnia. He had coordination problems. His mobility suffered and he became virtually inactive. Patches, creams, and the drugs prescribed to him left him with rashes and stomach irritation and nauseousness. The doctors, quite frankly, they didn't know what to do. They would only tell us, neuropathy is a complex and incurable condition. The symptoms became so severe he had to quit his job at the local cheese manufacturing plant that he managed for over 35 years. The problems didn't stop there. He completely lost his social life. He was absent from almost every family gathering that took place outside of his home. All this leading to the day when he suffered that horrific accident on the flight of stairs. But what happened that day, though, ended up being a blessing in disguise. It led us to a breakthrough discovery, a discovery that miraculously put my father on a path to recovery, a path that he's still on today, living a happy, energetic, and healthy life, reversing years of prior bodily damage due to his neuropathy for good. And it's all because of a simple 5-second daily habit from a remote Greek island. A Greek island where my father was born and where most of his siblings still live to this day. This island is only one of the 5 blue zones in the world, and it is one for a reason. I'll get to this more in a bit. Please stay with me, and in the next few minutes, you'll find out how this miraculous, all-natural Greek solution eliminates from the body the root cause of all neuropathy cases. Look, I know what you're reading right now might sound like it's too good to be true. Trust me, when I first saw the results right in front of my very own eyes, I couldn't believe it either. The life-changing impact this all-natural Greek solution had on my father is what I call a God-given miracle to this day. I initially thought it was a fluke or a temporary blessing from a higher power, but after months went by and my father continued to live happily, pain-free, with the same mobility, youth, and vigor that he had in his 30s, well, I became a believer. We knew this was not some type of quick-fix remedy. You see, everything you thought you knew about how to treat your neuropathy is a lie. Though it's not your fault. Big corporate pharma does not want you to know that the pills and creams they give you only mask your pain, never curing it, so they can fatten their pockets. Nerve pain is not a life sentence. You don't have to suffer any longer, because you too can take back control of your life today, and you deserve to. And you can, with the same simple, quick, and safe method my father George and tens of thousands of others just like you use. A solution that will get to work for you in a matter of minutes. Let me introduce myself. My name is Chris Adams. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm happily married and a father of 2 beautiful 7- and 9-year-old girls. My father George, a loving husband of 44 years and a father of 4, gave me, my brother, and 2 sisters the best life we could ask for. My father's story of his battle and then defeat of neuropathy is what led me to give you this presentation today. He is a true inspiration, not only to us, but everyone else's life he's touched throughout the years. This journey we went on to cure my father of the disease that made him a slave to his own body started 4 years ago. But the turning point that gave him his health and life back took place on that fateful day of his fall on the 4th of July, which just happens to be our family's favorite holiday of the year. The day before the fall, my father George complained he could not feel his feet at all because of the numbness and pulsating electrical shots which ran through them. Well, this was typical for him most days, but the day of the 4th in particular, he felt more muscle weakness and cramping than most days. Despite the discomfort he was in, his pride got the best of him that day. The entire family was at his house. The grill was on, the drinks were flowing, and it was all smiles. He didn't like to show his struggles with neuropathy when the entire family gathered. He always told me, "I'm tired of always having to explain to people what's wrong with me." So the entire day, unlike most others, he refused to use his electric scooter or take up any offers of help getting up and down the stairs of the house. This was typical of the captain of the family. For him, to accept support or help showed weakness. This, though, was almost the biggest life-ending pride-induced mistake of his life. While coming down the stairs, after getting a few of the family photo albums for everyone to see, He lost his footing, taking a plunge down the stairs that will forever be remembered as life-changing. Not only for him, but our entire family. When I found my father laying helplessly on the flight of stairs, he was unconscious. He looked lifeless. To be honest, my first thought was, did my father just die? I thought to myself, this cannot happen. Not like this, not on the 4th of July, and not in front of the entire family. My father is the most patriotic person I've ever met in my life. After immigrating from Greece as a child, he served in the Navy right after high school for 12 years. The 4th of July was by far his most favorite day of the year. How could this happen to him on this day? I thought to myself. After a couple of heart-stopping minutes of unconsciousness, my father finally came to. He couldn't get up on his own, though. As we waited for the ambulance, I knew something drastic had to happen, or the end was going to be near for my beloved father, George. It was very painful to see. Even up until the day of the fall, my father, for the most part, had lost his mobility since his diagnosis with peripheral neuropathy, due to the overwhelming pain, numbness, and irritation he experienced from years of toxic neuron inflammation terrorizing his body from head to toe. The numbness began in the bottom of his feet. It then gradually spread to other parts of his body. The worst part was when it reached his hands. He had no sensation of touch in his hands, making it difficult for him to even open a jar of peanut butter. He used a motorized scooter most of the time when he left the house. Not because he couldn't walk on his own, but because of the embarrassment he has when he walks in public, after falling with no control in public on many occasions, all due to his muscle weakness and body paralysis he would experience. During the 4 years since his diagnosis with diabetic-related neuropathy, we tried everything possible to ease his pain. Years upon years of doctor consultations led to him taking almost every medication in the book, with nothing helping. Meetups with fellow neuropathy sufferers to discuss solutions. I spent countless months researching and investigating for a solution. Libraries, online neuropathy forums, webinars with holistic doctors, alternative medicine, you name it. Searching for anything that could unshackle my father from the daily suffering he endured due to his neuropathy. After his fall, I was more motivated than ever to find a solution, as his doctor recently had warned us of the possibility of his foot getting amputated. His doctors and physicians gave him everything possible throughout the years: Lipiderm, Lyrica, gabapentin. You name it, his doctors prescribed it. All these drugs just masked his pain, never fixing the problem at its root cause. And sadly, what my father and I began to realize was the side effects that he experienced from his meds and creams were at times worse than his actual neuropathy symptoms. These patches and creams caused headaches, dizziness, uneasiness, rapid heartbeat, and rashes. His blood pressure skyrocketed. The pills, which he was taking every 90 minutes, irritated his stomach, made him drowsy and nauseous, and gave him constipation. I could not comprehend why his doctors not only continued prescribing him these meds, but also upped his doses of them, knowing the side effects he experienced. The doctors kept telling him neuropathy is something you're going to have to learn to live with, and that his only relief was going to be from these pills, patches, and creams. Things were just not adding up. My father felt hopeless, trapped in his own body. His why me mentality led to deeper and deeper depression. So after my father's near-death accident, I decided to call my old college roommate, Dr. Jack R., who was now a clinical researcher right outside of Milwaukee. I knew I could trust him for insight and advice, as he has his own private practice where he answers to no one. He had no ulterior motives. At this point, nothing else was working, and my father was running out of time and was desperate for a long-term solution with no side effects. I figured I would ring in a favor to him and pick his brain for a bit. It's the least he could do for me. After all, he still owed me a 6-pack of beer after losing our Super Bowl bet a couple of years back. So I picked up the phone and I called Jack. To say my call with Dr. Jack was eye-opening and mouth-dropping, it would be an understatement. What he disclosed to me was unthinkable. To this day, it's still hard for me to comprehend. The entire medical system, the one you and I and everyone else in America is part of, is one big money grab. From the hospitals all the way down to your local doctor. And it all starts and ends with Big Pharma. Yep, those same companies that your prescription pills, patches, and creams come from. Those same companies whose TV commercials are on your TV screen during every commercial break. Those same companies whose stocks flourish and grow every time a new virus or disease is discovered. The pockets of your local doctor's offices and hospitals are being filled by Big Pharma executives. Without them, your local doctor's offices and hospitals would not survive. The more your doctor prescribes you those drugs that cause all the side effects, the more Big Pharma makes, leading to more money for your doctor from the kickbacks the pharmaceutical companies give your doctor. They have a vested interest in keeping neuropathy around as long as possible because peddling their treatments is a far bigger business than a cure could ever be. It all boils down to them wanting to control your nerve pain and how you manage it to benefit them financially. They make billions off your sickness, and they don't want to cure you. And with 28 million Americans affected by neuropathy, this comes as no surprise. There is just too much money at stake for them. I now knew my father was only a puppet in this system, a number. Dr. Jack put everything in perspective for me. I realized this endless cycle of pain and suffering, followed by side effects my father was experiencing, would never end. At least not until he's in his grave 6 feet deep. By the end of this call, I realized that something had to be done, and fast, or my father's days were numbered. I was grateful for this insider information he provided me, to say the least. I thanked Dr. Jack for all the info he provided me and told him we would stay in touch. To this day, I still say my father owes his life to Dr. Jack. His tragic fall and the information Jack provided us ignited the spark we desperately needed to cure my father George of his neuropathy. Now, of course, I left that conversation without reminding Jack that he still owes me a six-pack. It's fair to say we were even after that call. LOL. Now that I had this information, I needed to act fast, to at least make my father's life bearable for however much longer he had. So the next day, I went to my father's house to have a talk with him about what Dr. Jack told me. My father's a traditional man. He was raised to trust his doctors and always take their advice. I knew it was going to be a tough conversation to have with him, to convince him we need to get him off his doctor-prescribed drugs and creams for good, as they were not only doing more long-term damage to him internally, but also financially. I also knew if there were to be any hope in him changing the slow path to death he was on, it would be discussing the idea of him going back to his family's remote island in Ikaria, Greece. Ikaria was where he was born and where he moved from when he was just 6 years old. At this point, he was already retired and most of his siblings were still living there. Plus, my father and my mother Sophia had always tossed around the idea of retiring in Greece. I suggested it would be a breath of fresh air, a bit of a restart for him in his last attempt to regain his health. 5 of his brothers and sisters that were still living in Ikaria were all within 9 years of his age. Despite the age similarities, they all lived youthful, energetic lives with no health issues, unlike my father. It's not by coincidence that they all live this healthy and happy lifestyle, as Ikaria is one of only 5 blue zones in the world. I'm sure you're wondering what a blue zone is. Well, these 5 blue zones are the 5 places on Earth where people live the longest, and Ikaria is one of them. Ikaria has famously become known as the place where people forget to die. I joked with him and said, "Hey, you never know, there could be something special in those plants and herbs they're eating there. Something that could bring you back the life you deserve. All your brothers and sisters there look and live like they're in their 30s. Why can't you?" More on this in a bit. So I figured if this change was going to happen for my father, now was the time. We also knew that it could be my father's last months. The idea of him spending his final moments there was always the plan. Medical costs are much, much cheaper in Greece than in the States. Not to mention, taking care of my father was becoming a bit much for my mom to handle by herself. With his sisters and brothers there to help, his final days would be more peaceful. Thankfully, both my father and mother Sophia agreed and thought it was a great idea. He also understood everything I told him about my conversation with Dr. Jack. He didn't put up too much of a fight to get off his meds. He had plenty of questions for Jack and me, but in the end, he agreed that it was best. He realized that by staying on the meds, there would be no hope in sight. Using those same drugs and creams that failed him for the past 4 years, causing deep internal damage to his body and nerve endings, would be the very definition of insanity. Repeating the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So we were off. My wife, kids, and I accompanied him and my mother back to Ikaria with plans to stay a couple of weeks. Our time there was amazing, and my father could not have been in better hands. My father seemed to be in good spirits as we were leaving. I was not, though, as I realized that this could be my last time seeing him, but I stayed with God and I kept him in my prayers. Then a week or so after I left, I began getting calls from my Aunt Maria, my father's younger sister, explaining to me that my father had been going for walks every morning after breakfast. While this might not sound like much, this was news to me, a bit of shocking news. My father had not taken any walks or done anything athletic since his diagnosis of neuropathy almost 4 years ago. It was a pleasant surprise to hear, but at the time I didn't make much of it. But had I known at the time of what was to come, I would have. So I continued to stay in contact with everyone back in Ikaria weekly to check in on my dad and see how everyone was doing. Something else strange began to happen each time that I spoke with my dad. He was complaining less about his pain and the debilitating pins and needle sensations that ran through his body daily. That was something he would complain about every conversation that we had had for the last 4 years. I thought this too was odd, but once again I didn't think too much of it. Then a week later when we spoke again, out of curiosity I asked him how his overall health was to get some better insight. He told me, "Chris, I'm sleeping better than I have in over 9 years. It's quite refreshing, to be honest." 9 years ago was when he was first diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. That's when I started asking more questions about his pain and mobility. When he described to me that his pain was not as chronic as it was before he left the States, I knew it had something to do with his change of lifestyle and/or food he was eating. He did have a similar daily routine in Ikaria as he did back in the States, so this improved state of health led me to believe it had something to do with the food or drinks he was consuming. My father had never cooked a meal in his life. He always had his mother and my mother take care of that for him. So that's when I asked to speak to my mom and Aunt Maria to find out exactly what they were feeding him that would be behind such a big restoration of his health in such a short period of time. After speaking with the both of them, his meal seemed remarkably like what he ate back home in the States. So I began to wonder, was his improvement of health a fluke or a change of scenery? Despite this, I continued asking my mom and Aunt Maria for specifics on his meals each day. As they continued to describe them to me daily, I began to see a pattern and I began to realize there were 2 ingredients indigenous and specific to Ikaria that were in almost every meal of his. This I knew for a fact he was not eating when he was back in Milwaukee. These ingredients, while available in the States, were not common nor easy to get a hold of. So I started to put 2 and 2 together and believed this was what was behind his rapid improvement. I began doing research on these all-natural ingredients that my family in Ikaria eats with nearly every meal. The research kept showing that these ingredients inhibit 3 pain-triggering enzymes in the body after consuming them for a small period. Enzymes that every human possesses, but that run wild on the bodies of those with diabetes and neuropathy when the nervous system becomes overactive. To make things worse, the body's nervous system becomes more active when blood glucose levels are constantly high, which is the case with diabetics. This overactivity in the nervous system then ignites these body-debilitating enzymes, which then overwhelms the body's nerves. Which is why those with peripheral neuropathy experience such brutal pain. These enzymes are the true culprit of all the neuropathic issues that people like my father George and millions of others experience. This is why over half of all diabetics currently experience some sort of neuropathic-related issues, and almost all diabetics and pre-diabetics will experience nerve pain-related issues at some point. I'm sure you're now probably wondering, what exactly are those pain-inducing toxic enzymes that are doing so much harm to your body? Well, they are COX-2, PGE2, and the biggest culprit, MMP13. I had heard about these compounds before in passing during the years of research I did on my own. At that time, though, I didn't discover any overwhelming data that led me to believe that the cure to repairing and reversing years of long-term nerve-ending damage was by hindering these toxic enzymes that are deep within the immune system of the body. But now I had an extraordinary amount of scientifically backed research that these COX-2, PGE2, and MMP13 inhibiting ingredients from Ikaria were what was behind my father's improving health. Research that showed a study at the University of Miami showed MMP13 as a target of paclitaxel in the epidermis that, when inhibited, alleviates neuropathy, neurotoxicity. MMP13 inhibition also shows efficacy in diabetic neuropathy. Upon uncovering all the science and data on these three pain-triggering enzymes and the miracle ingredients that suppress them, I anxiously ran to the phone and gave Jack a call. I needed to tell him in detail everything that was taking place with my father. Now, I'm not a doctor and knew that if my hunch was right, that this is what my father George needed to reverse his peripheral neuropathy, that I would not only need insight and feedback from a medical professional, but I would need further clinical research done to confirm that my hunch was more than just that. We needed to know the exact amounts of these miracle ingredients to take daily, from what specific sources, and how often my father and others like him that suffer from neuropathy would need to take of these ingredients to finally free themselves from the shackles of neuropathy. Dr. Jack gladly agreed to lead the charge with the clinical and investigative research we needed and use whatever contacts necessary for us to perfect and deliver only the highest quality product with long-lasting results so that we could save my father's life and help anyone else who needed it, no matter what age, what gender, or how bad or how long they've suffered from neuropathy for. While doable, we did realize it would be a complicated process. We needed an out-of-the-box solution to subdue these three pain-inducing enzymes immediately, but there was nothing available. But we were focused and determined, and we were on a mission to defeat neuropathy right in its tracks. So our research on this breakthrough solution began. We immediately uncovered that these pain enzymes are the cause of all neuropathies. Autonomic neuropathy, focal neuropathy, also called mononeuropathy, and peripheral and proximal neuropathies. Based on this, we knew to end neuropathy for good, the entire nervous system needs to be restored back to its full functioning abilities. For this to happen, COX-2, PGE2, and MMP13 needed to be completely inhibited within the body. All three of these enzymes are toxic to the neurons as they aggressively strip away at collagen and the body's skin. And the importance of collagen and skin to live pain-free is crucial, as it's what keeps nerve tissue healthy and in place. But when the body's nervous system becomes overactive, like it does often with diabetics and neuropathy sufferers, these three toxic enzymes are activated, ripping and tearing away at your collagen, your skin, and connective nerve tissue, causing your body to experience those painful, pulsating shock sensations. Research published in March of 2020 by Columbia University showed an increase in MMP13, matrix metalloproteinase 13, breaks down the collagen or glue that binds skin cells together. This breakdown leads to the degeneration of the long, thread-like sensory nerve endings that innervate the skin. The degeneration of these nerve endings, which convey sensory information like temperature, pain, and mechanical stimulation of the central nervous system, is responsible for the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy. To no surprise, this is exactly what the doctor-prescribed meds my father was taking was doing to his body. Big Pharma and its puppet doctors don't want you to know that their solutions only desensitize your skin temporarily, all while causing your nerves to disintegrate and collapse in the long term. We also discovered that these pain-triggering enzymes triggered by the overactive nervous system were also the root cause of body infections. That same type of infection that almost cost my father George his foot. These toxic enzymes also eat away at muscles, causing muscle fatigue and are the cause of constant cramps, twitching, and numbness in your body, making these three toxic enzymes the true enemy of a healthy and functioning nervous system that not only eats away at your overall health, but your body parts as well. Our first task to debilitating these pain enzymes from the body was getting a hold of these miracle nerve repairing and supporting ingredients from Ikaria grease in bulk. We also needed to make sure they were only from the finest and freshest sources. Thank God Ikaria is a small island, and with my family's history going back centuries there, it was rather easy for us to get exactly what we needed from the local sources there. Once the ingredients arrived to us in the States, we began our clinical formulations. Dr. Jack, through his connections in the medical field, was able to get us access to an FDA and GMP US facility where we could conduct all our tests. Once everything was in place, we brought my father back to the States. We needed to be 100% certain that these Icarian super ingredients were the cure. We would only know this for certain if my father was completely free of all his neuropathic symptoms. And not just free of those symptoms some days or for a certain period of time, we needed those lingering symptoms he still experienced exterminated from his body for life. He had improved by eating these same ingredients almost daily back in Greece, but he still had his moments. Some days his nerve endings would deliver those debilitating prickly sensations shooting through his body, and some days he still had numbness in his hands and his feet. His sleepless nights would also return from time to time, so we needed the perfect quick fix but with permanent results. We believed that if we could deliver these same ingredients in a more potent form, it could have the impact we were desperately in search of. The thing is, when you consume these same ingredients in meals, you're not consuming them in their pure, raw form. They lose some of its nutritional value and strength when cooked. And up until this point, that's the only way my father consumed these all-natural Icarian nutrients. We needed to produce a simplified, potent version of those same exact ingredients, one that also would not have to be included with every meal he ate. And that could get boring fast. We needed it to be so he and others could easily digest these ingredients in just seconds each day. Now that we had the ingredients and my father in the States, we began the formulation process. Dr. Jack and one of his old colleagues, who's a neurologist, were kind enough to take 3 nights after work each week to work with me in the lab. Within weeks, we researched and delivered 2 different combinations that were replicas of the super-powered ingredients my father was eating back in Ikaria. My father began taking the solution twice a day, once in the morning and once before bed. While he remained notably better than before he left for Ikaria, we weren't seeing the full and impactful results he needed to completely shield him from the inflammatory nerve poisoning that COX-2, PGE2, and MMP13 cause. So we continued with different combinations of the ingredients with different amounts of each one, also combining new ingredients with the miracle ones from Ikaria that we knew had already delivered good results. Unfortunately, despite this, still nothing completely soothed and restored my father's damaged nerve endings. The frustration began to set in for all of us, my father included. He began to feel like he wasted his time coming back to the States, as his condition had still not been completely cured. We all agreed to give it another month or so, and if the solution was not perfected to exactly what we needed to cure my father, we would walk away, at least knowing that we gave it our all. Then I remember it like it was yesterday. Dr. Jack and I went to Denny's for a late-night dinner after another one of our long candle-burning nights researching and testing in the lab, when something clicked while looking at one of the paintings on the wall at Denny's. It was a painting of a flower, one that sparked the memory, an exotic flower, one that I came across years ago in my prior research of other neuropathy clinical trials. This same exotic flower that was scientifically proven to help with neuron damage, stress, anxiety, and insomnia. On top of this, I remember the plant was proven to relax the body's muscles and nerves when the nervous system becomes overactive. While I knew this was not the answer by itself, I thought that maybe, just maybe, if we combined this with the all-natural miracle ingredients from Ikaria as our base ingredients, this could be the breakthrough we were in search of. So the next week when we got back to the lab, we formulated various combinations with all the Icarian ingredients combined with the exotic flowering plant. It was now time for my father to give it one last shot to see if this was the protocol he needed to de-arrest him from the neuropathy that at this point had him arrested to his own body for close to 4 years. During the first full week of my father taking the simple 5-second daily solution, my father said he slept perfect the entire week. This we knew was a good sign. But we needed to ensure that this was consistent. So as we entered the middle of the second week, my father had mentioned that he has consistently been able to feel the bottom of his feet for 10 consecutive days. This was something that he had not experienced since his diagnosis of peripheral neuropathy almost 4 years ago. This, yet again, was another giant leap towards reaching our long-term goal. This was great news. His aches and pains throughout the body were also quickly deteriorating. All momentum was now pointing to the fact that this was the powerful yet simple remedy we had searched so long and hard for. While we knew the improvements to my father's health after these 2 weeks were somewhat miraculous, we also knew we needed him to be completely healed of all his neuropathic ailments, and not just for a couple of weeks, so we continued monitoring and sticking with the daily protocol. Each passing day, my father's symptoms became less of a burden on him, and it began to show. His walks in the morning were longer, deep, pain-free sleep nightly, pulsating shocks through his body eliminated. Then, one blistering hot Milwaukee summer weekend, we decided to relive one of my childhood pastimes, one that my father and I had been missing from our lives since his health started failing him. We went fishing on Lake Michigan. It was the perfect day. Some ice-cold beers, burgers and dogs on the boat's grill. We even had some luck and reeled in a few. Then, the most shocking thing I'd seen throughout my father's entire journey to take back his life and health took place. I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. Out of the corner of my eye, while I was enjoying the sunset, I saw my father dive into the water. When I heard the noise of the splash in the water, I turned to see what exactly my father was doing. When I caught a glimpse, he was swimming. Now, this might not sound like much, but this is the most active my father had been in the last 9 years. To see him move so freely and effortlessly with so much force and energy was like watching a miracle right before my eyes. He continued swimming for another good 10 minutes. I continued to watch in awe. When my father George returned to the boat, he told me, "Chris, I think it's finally happening." I noticed a tear slowly running down his cheek. I couldn't help but cry in happiness myself. The day I and our entire family have been waiting for has finally arrived. I can without a doubt tell you I am now living the life I have deserved for too long. I have not felt this good in decades. I honestly cannot thank you, Dr. Jack, and his colleague enough. Tears continue to roll down my face. It had only been a month since my father had started our all-natural Icarian solution, but the results were speaking for themselves. After watching my dad's transformation for that month right before our eyes, then hearing it directly from his mouth, I could not have been more confident that this was it. This was the fix. This was the solution my father, myself, and our entire family had dreamed of for so long. After seeing and hearing this from my father, naturally, the first thing I did was call my mom and everyone back home with the good news. And then, of course, Dr. Jack to tell him the news. When I reported all this back to Dr. Jack, he knew we had unlocked the secret key to blocking the pain signals that COX-2, PGE2, and MMP13 send to the body for good. He knew that we had found the perfect all-natural ingredients with the exact amounts of each one to execute the perfect job of destroying those 3 toxic pain enzymes. When Dr. Jack and I spoke, I asked him, "What's next?" That's when the doctor side came out in him, and he reminded us, "Please don't stop the protocol just because you've seen some great results the first month. You still have more health goals you want to accomplish. The longer you keep up with the protocol, the greater the results you will experience. You will begin experiencing your most optimal and biggest results between the 3rd and 6th month of the protocol. So please continue doing exactly what you are currently doing, and follow the protocol to a T each day." That's when he told me we also had an obligation to not only help my father, but others as well. It was now our duty to help the millions of other Americans and people worldwide that still suffer at the hands of these three evil enzymes. I did not even think twice. I immediately told Dr. Jack, yes, we do. Just let me know what we need to do next, and you have my full time and energy to support this. While I knew this was going to be much more work than the work it took ensuring this protocol worked for just one person, I also knew the same pain, suffering, and sorrow that myself, my family, and father went through due to this awful and relentless disease was still felt by countless other individuals and families across the globe. The thought of having the remedy to the disease right at my fingertips but never doing anything about it to help, it ate away at me. I knew it was not only the right thing to do, but an obligation if we were going to save more lives. Dr. Jack, myself, and his colleague picked right back up where we started. We needed to start running clinical trials on others as well. To do this, we began by contacting neuropathic sufferers in our local community to be a part of our trials. We ran ads in local online classifieds. We were able to get hundreds of ecstatic volunteers to take part. It was no surprise that so many others with neuropathy were so eager to free themselves from the chains of this disease and the expensive drugs and creams that come along with it. The trials we conducted with these groups of neuropathy sufferers were done with the industry gold standard. We ran double-blind studies on all our patients. To no surprise, everyone who followed our simple 5-second daily Icarian protocol experienced long-lasting pain-free living and healthy sleep patterns with energized and revitalized bodies. We now knew we were ready to deliver our all-natural solution to the world. The truth is, neuropathy is not luck of genetics or because you have diabetes. You also do not have to eat salads, work out 2 hours a day, or have the metabolism of a 19-year-old to live pain-free. Just see what a few people from our double-blind study had to say about their results. Stan M. from Lexington, Kentucky said, "This is a super good product for reversing nerve damage. I have had pre-peripheral neuropathy for several years, but after using this product, I am pain-free. So happy."
Peter S. from Reno, Nevada said, "Best I have felt in over a decade. Instantly, I felt the difference, and within 3 weeks, I had no more shock-like piercing pain in any parts of my body. I especially loved that I no longer was having to massage my feet every couple hours just to relieve pain and live in peace."
So we did it! Dr. Jack and I created a done-for-you solution with the exact same formula and blend of quality ingredients, ran in clinical trials that gave my father George and others their health and life back. We now had the solution to suppress overactive nervous systems, repair and restore damaged nerve endings, and permanently diminish the 3 toxic enzymes behind neuropathic pain. Our done-for-you remedy to date has now helped 88,268 neuropathic patients from across the world, eliminating annoying pins and needle irritation from the body, enabling your body to sleep like back when you were a teenager, rejuvenating and revitalizing energy levels, and most importantly, bringing peace, health, and happiness to so many lives and families that are now no longer concerned with neuropathy controlling their lives. So today, I'm proud to present to you NeuroPure. It's a done-for-you natural proprietary blend of the 5 neuropathy-busting powerful extracts and nutrients that sedates COX-2, PGE2, and MMP13. The product comes complete with highly efficacious herbs, nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that will restructure and restore your neural links, completely healing your body from the inside out, ridding you of the numbness, stabbing, burning, and crawling sensations, as well as mitigate a whole host of symptoms that are experienced in relation to nerve pain. NeuroPure is the purest and highest quality supplement you have ever taken, designed to give a high-potency, unique combination that you will not get with any other supplement or medication, all manufactured in the USA. Every step of the formulation was taken to ensure that you get a 100% natural proprietary blend of powerful natural nutrients and plant extracts. No dangerous stimulants or toxins. No tolerance forming. safe for those with sensitive health conditions. No fillers. 100% plant-based capsule contents, no harsh chemicals, manufactured in the USA, GMP and FDA certified facility, non-GMO. Dr. Jack and I formulated it with great care and precision to give the perfect ratio of 5 concentrated ingredients clinically proven for maximum absorption in an easy-to-swallow capsule. So you're now probably wondering what exactly this unusual combination is of ancient herbs and exotic flowering plants from Ikaria, Greece that eradicates COX-2, PGE2, and MMP13 for good. Super ingredient number 1 is prickly pear, also commonly known as nopal or opuntia. This miracle plant protects the body of the 3 harmful enzymes, the same ones that are causing those pins and needles sensations in your body. These toxic radicals are known to pile on excess oxidative stress on your cells, tissues, and muscles. Conservation Medicine Laboratory found that prickly pear is a natural medicinal agent that possesses a number of antiviral and anti-inflammatory properties that help the body rid itself of harmful free radicals that are known to pile on excess oxidative stress on our cells, tissues, and muscles. By eliminating the build of this oxidative stress, your neuron system operates in a relaxed state and your muscles and neurons get the long-term relief they so badly need. You then feel more active, rejuvenated, and focused through the course of your day-to-day activities. It's also an extremely good nutritional source that helps cure diseases such as diabetes, high cholesterol, and obesity. But remember, there are also several other ingredients in our all-natural solution, ones that come direct from one of the only 5 blue zones on Earth, Ikaria, Greece. Plus other high-octane miracle ingredients stacked on top of the ones from Ikaria. We combine all these ingredients with a precise blend, putting the 3 poisonous enzymes, COX-2, PGE2, and MMP13, to rest for good. These other ingredients are passion flower. Passion flower is a highly popular herbal agent that helps with a number of issues related to nerve pain, stress, anxiety, and insomnia. Passion flower achieves its calming effect on the nerves by increasing the levels of GABA. That's gamma-aminobutyric acid in the brain. GABA helps slow overactive nervous systems, resulting in a calming effect on the body and mind. Lavone, the largest component found in passion flower, also inhibits COX-2, PGE2, and MMP13 in the body. It's also known for its anti-inflammatory properties. Experience the soothing comfort passion flower will give you while the rest of your body recovers from the inside out. Marshmallow root. This demulcent plant possesses a sizable portion of anti-inflammatory mucilage. It's a gelatinous substance that helps the body rid itself of unwanted stress, anxiety, and pain. Additionally, daily intake of this substance will lower swelling in your muscles as well as improve the operational capacity of our digestive and urinary systems. Corydalus, Yanhuso plant. Corydalus is a flowering herbal plant that grows in Siberia and northern Japan. Research from the University of California, Irvine showed Corydalus will diminish your inflammatory pain, which is associated with tissue damage and the infiltration of your immune cells, as well as rehabilitate injury-induced neuropathic pain, which is caused by damage to your nervous system. Moreover, you will not build a tolerance seen with continued use of most conventional pain relievers such as morphine. California poppies, poppy seed. Californian poppy's actions as a hypnotic are sleep-inducing, sedative, neuron relaxant, and anodyne pain-relieving. It fights against insomnia, migraines, stressful conditions, nervous bowel, anxiety, depression, and neuralgia, nerve pain. The combination of these 5 superpowered neuropathy-destroying ingredients is exactly what liberated and healed my father George naturally, all within 30 days. So, while some of these super ingredients can be found at local stores, getting it from the right source with the pure quality needed to have the true effects that they do when coming direct from Ikaria, that's a bit harder to do and very expensive. Despite this, getting it from any other source was not an option for me and Dr. Jack.
especially knowing that neuropathy sufferers need a done-for-you remedy of the highest quality. One that has no guesswork, no sourcing problems, no cost concerns, nasty taste, and no quality issues. A complete done-for-you solution that will not give you any stomach or digestive issues or make you sleepy or nauseous. NeuroPure is clinically proven and specially designed for all stages of neuropathy. Included are people who have tried everything they can think of to reverse their neuropathy, but have yet to find a solution. People who have long suffered from neuropathy for years, as well as those newly diagnosed. NeuroPure also comes with preventive properties. Properties that will shield your body from ever experiencing neuropathy-related ailments like dizziness, shock-like pain, rapid heartbeat, insomnia, and fatigue. Remember, 1 out of every 11 people in the U.S. have neuropathy. So even if you're not currently suffering from neuropathy but are worried you could be in the future, then NeuroPure is for you. And it's all 100% proven guaranteed to work for you. Now, I know that might sound too good to be true, and that's understandable. Because most new customers are skeptical in the beginning, but see for yourself why so many people are raving about NeuroPure. Susan from Tucson, Arizona said, "This stuff is amazing. I've only been using it a few days and already noticed relief and calmness throughout my body. I've been a diabetic for 12 years and just started using this, so to see this kind of improvement in a few days while having been a diabetic for 12 years is unthinkable. I recently just ordered another 6-month supply of NeuroPure. I say this stuff really works." Thomas L. from Portland, Oregon said, "I was diagnosed with neuropathy recently for the first time in my life. I'm 48 years old. It runs in my family. I never knew I would get it. Nevertheless, my doctor said I needed to be on meds. I rejected the doctor's offer and asked if he can give me a month to get it under control and then get it rechecked. I ordered NeuroPure and started taking it together with my diet. After a week of taking it, 1 in the morning before breakfast and 1 in the afternoon before lunch, surprisingly, I started to feel better. Fast forward 6 months later, I went back for my recheck and I felt normal. Doctor's advice: if I keep up with whatever I'm doing, healthy eating and exercise, I'll be fine. It really works. I'll be ordering another 6 bottles soon." We are not #1 rated for customer satisfaction and results for no reason. We cut no corners with production of NeuroPure. We use only the highest quality ingredients, all extracted by hand at a natural and organically sustained location. Each batch is hand-measured to give you the precise amount of neuropathy-busting ingredients exactly the way Dr. Jack and I intended it to be. Here's how it works. Take 2 NeuroPure capsules a day, 1 in the morning and 1 before bed. Sounds simple enough? That's because it is. For 5 extra seconds of your time every day, you can live a neuropathy-free life forever. Due to us sourcing only the precise amount of the finest ingredients with the maximum purity and potency for optimal body absorption, producing this unique blend of neuropathy-banishing nutrients is costly, causing us to have strict limits on the amounts we can produce. We're only able to produce 4 batches of NeuroPure a year. But so you can kickstart your road to recovery, I'm going to give you access to NeuroPure today. Our customers with the most long-term results choose either the 3 or 6 bottle options. 3 bottles to guarantee your neuropathy issues won't bounce right back after feeling pain-free for a couple months. Or our most popular 6 bottles, which will kick your recovery into high gear, suppressing COX-2, PGE2, and MMP13 from your insides, locking in and protecting your results for life, all while soothing your body from the inside out, flushing away years of long-term neuron damage forever, and reversing the clock on all prior damage. There is one thing I must warn you about. The cost to concentrate these plant extracts, herbs, and minerals into a single daily capsule was costly. But our goal is to make it as affordable as possible and available to everyone. I'm happy to tell you that right on this page today only, I'll also give our steepest discount possible. The discounted pricing options are only available to first-time customers like yourself. Now, NeuroPure is normally $99 a bottle, and even at that price, it's a bargain. As humans, we can't put a price tag on our health and family, as we have nothing without the two. We don't want to let a price tag get in the way of you taking back your health. To make it even easier on you, we're offering you a limited time exclusive discount, but it's only available on this page. I ask that you act now, as I'm not sure how long it'll be until the big pharma tycoons catch wind of the website and do everything in their power to take it down. Dr. Jack and I made it our mission to help as many neuropathy sufferers as possible with our inexpensive, done-for-you, groundbreaking, all-natural remedy. So despite going against the recommended price other medical experts and colleagues said we should charge for NeuroPure, you won't pay $99 per bottle or even $79. Your total investment today is just $69 per bottle. That's $30 off the regular price, and the discount does not stop there. If you take action today and select 6 bottles of NeuroPure, I'll give it to you for $49 per bottle with no strings attached. That's $49 a month, just a little over $1.50 a day for a 6-month supply of NeuroPure. Less than one night out at the movies. To take advantage of this one-time opportunity, simply choose the option you prefer below, and we'll ship it out immediately to your front door. Permanently restore functionality in your muscles, joints, tissues, and cells. You're just days away from experiencing the incredible benefits only NeuroPure can provide. Important. Due to demand, we have a hard time keeping product in stock. If you love NeuroPure, I'm sure you will, you might have to wait a long time to get your next order. That's why I recommend buying in bulk and save big. Due to high demand, shipping may take 5 to 8 days. I understand you might be skeptical that an all-natural solution can control your pain, eliminate your neuropathy, and restore your nervous system. After all, you've been lied to by your doctors and Big Pharma your entire life. We are so excited for you to try this amazing solution. We're going to offer you the opportunity to try NeuroPure for 60 days, risk-free. If you don't love NeuroPure, we'll give you every dollar back as a 100% full refund, even if the container is completely empty. No questions asked. Just let us know within 60 days. It doesn't stop there. On top of that, if you order today, I'll include for you these health-boosting free bonuses. Free bonus number 1 is the Complete Neuropathy Protocol. That's normally $47, but yours free when you order now. When you invest in NeuroPure today as an added bonus for you, I'll include the Complete Neuropathy Protocol, bulletproof and protect your new health with the Complete Neuropathy Protocol book. There is no margin for error when it comes to your health. The info and knowledge you'll get in this protocol, combined with the results you'll get from taking NeuroPure, will ensure that you'll get the blueprint and step-by-step action plan needed to manage, control, and begin repairing your neurons. This #1 rated protocol for customer satisfaction will give you the head start you need to destroy neuropathy from the very first day. It's an all-in-one guide that, when combined with NeuroPure, will make stabilizing and shutting off your pain triggers and living a long, healthy, happy life simpler than you could have ever imagined. I can't tell you how many people that are now part of the NeuroPure family rant and rave about how helpful this book is. It will give you tips and tricks that you never knew could make such a big change towards your health. And that's not all that's included. Free bonus number 2 is Fat Burn Tricks, the keys to body transformation. Normally $37, yours free when you order now. As you know, exercise plays a big role in your overall health. That's why I'm also including Fat Burn Tricks, the keys to body transformation. This easy-to-read book will give you tips and tricks on how to get in the best shape of your life. You'll be shocked at how basic and easy these exercises are. Simple things that you can do every day that will shed pounds off your body and transform your physique into a fit and healthy one in a matter of no time. This done-for-you book, when combined with NeuroPure, is like rocket fuel for you on your road to your healthier and happier life. The advice in this book is not some sort of quick fix to drop pounds only to gain it all back a month or two later.
The information in this book is for permanent long-term weight loss. 98% of people who followed the simple advice given in this book reported an increase in energy levels naturally, boosted confidence, along with an extra 2 pounds of weekly weight loss while using NeuroPure. Well, just a few of the health hacks you'll get in your book are sleep and recovery tricks, correct hydration levels to maintain daily for weight loss, ways to better understand food labels to better understand what you're putting into your body, plus much, much more. If you have pain and tingling, pins and needle shock-like sensations in your body, then I need to tell you that right now you're in much more danger than you realize. On top of that, with your purchase of the NeuroPure 6-pack, you will get a third free bonus, 2 free bottles of Acaria Slim. It is a done-for-you natural proprietary blend of 6 powerful nutrients, vitamins, extracts, and minerals that are clinically and scientifically proven to rapidly increase your fat-burning and nerve-nourishing capabilities, all while boosting the effects of NeuroPure. How would you like to accelerate your results with NeuroPure, all while burning an additional 4 pounds weekly? What if I told you that during your sleep, your body's nerve healing and fat-burning capability can be accelerated 3 times by taking one simple solution in the evening before bed? Well, today on this page only, I have a free bonus gift for you that will do exactly that, and it will get to work for you the first day you use it. And it makes your metabolism so lightning fast that you can eat your favorite foods at night without any guilt, shame, or negative consequences. If you are over the age of 30, Acaria Slim is for you. With your purchase of the discounted 6-bottle option, you will get this while you sleep. Fat-burning and nerve-nourishing formula, free of charge. It's crucial that you act now before it's too late, almost like it was for my dad, George. So today, right now on this page, you have 2 options. Option number 1, do exactly as the mainstream healthcare system wants you to do. Carry on taking your meds, creams, and patches that only mask the pain and numbness, never fixing it, continuing on that slippery slope, never providing you a fix or solution to your health, only controlling your ailments at best. With this path, you'll never be free of drugs and never cured of your neuropathy, because that's not what the system is designed to do. Instead, the system is designed to manage your neuropathy, never fix it, so you just keep moving along the conveyor belt set up by the corporate drug companies and the medical establishment. You'll continue to have neuropathy, and your health will continue to get worse as you spend more and more money every month on medications, missing out on family outings, events, and vacations. Instead, you can choose option 2, the best option, the smart option, and the option that can save your life. And that option is to invest a minuscule amount of money into the NeuroPure formula today. Just think about the thousands of dollars that you'll save each year by being able to ditch your expensive meds and creams for good. Just think of how much easier and more enjoyable your life will become. Imagine what life will be like. No more stomach aches from meds, smelly creams, nauseousness, no more numbness in your hands and feet, no more feelings of stress and hopelessness, no more fear of body parts being amputated. No more daily aches and pains. No more added stress for your family. No more sleepless nights. No more anxiety. No more missing out on family outings because you can't keep up. Give yourself the comfort you well deserve. Put our product to the test completely risk-free and change your life. Thanks to NeuroPure, my father George and thousands of others now have none of that in their lives. If not for yourself, do it for the people in your life. Be there to share special moments like graduations and weddings with them. Don't let neuropathy rob you from a single minute with those you love. In fact, here's what a recent customer, Harry S. from California, shared with me the other day.
Michael T. said,
"Since I began taking NeuroPure 3 months ago, I've been able to keep my pain under control. It works better than I ever imagined. I'm now saving hundreds of dollars monthly by no longer having to take the same drugs that my doctor kept prescribing me for years. Thanks again." Paula Q. from Illinois said, "Wow is all I can say. I was skeptical to try NeuroPure at first. I had tried all sorts of other supplements and nothing worked, but after hearing about Chris and Dr. Jack's discovery, it all made sense.
I thought since I'd been a diabetic for over 30 years, my results would take a while. But boy, was I wrong. Within the first month, I was pain-free, filled with energy, and off my meds. To say NeuroPure has changed my life would be an understatement. I'm so thankful I found this presentation. I believe it truly saved my life. Jose Castillo from Monterrey, Mexico said, "Very happy with the results. I have no daily aches and pains, and I have more energy. Product is great. Looked up helpful vitamins and minerals and started buying them separately, but found this product and all were included." I am happy to say that to date we have now helped 88,268 people fix their health and live completely pain-free. That is 88,268 people I now consider as part of the NeuroPure family. This is not just another neuropathy supplement with a label slapped on it, but a unique formula designed to very specifically target the root cause of neuropathy, nerve end health, and nutritional deficiencies, nourishing your nerves and enhancing functional and healthy nerve communication for life that is impossible to correct with meds and diet alone. Act right now, as this might be your last chance to get your order of NeuroPure.
I cannot guarantee the prices you see right now beyond today. I don't want you to come back and see NeuroPure is out of stock. So if NeuroPure is still in stock, below you'll see your discounted prices. Try NeuroPure 100% risk-free right now. So what are you waiting for? Click to have your bottles rushed delivered to your door for no cost and experience the life-changing benefits yourself. Important. Due to demand, we have a hard time keeping product in stock. If you love NeuroPure, and I'm sure you will, you might have to wait a long time to get your next order. That's why we recommend buying in bulk and save big. Remember, you can always return it for a full refund if you don't absolutely love it. Due to high demand, shipping may take 5 to 8 days. Massive discount applied. Choose your option below. Get free shipping worldwide. One-time fee, no subscription. No hidden fees. Purchase is done with encrypted SSL, so all your purchase info is protected. This is only being offered on this page, so take advantage. NeuroPure is not sold in stores or on any other websites. The only place you can get this breakthrough formula is right here on this page today. So let's recap on what you'll get with your purchase of NeuroPure. A done-for-you, no-nonsense, all-natural solution that attacks neuropathy right at its core. Over 50% off, free shipping, 60-day risk-free money-back guarantee. Plus your complete neuropathy protocol and fat burn tricks, the keys to body transformation bonus books free of charge. You've got nothing to lose. Try NeuroPure risk-free. Just ask for your money back within 60 days of trying it if you're not happy. Even if you use the entire container, we'll refund every penny. Still not convinced? See what these satisfied NeuroPure customers had to say. Vicky D. from Cleveland, Ohio said, "My husband is on his feet 10 hours a day. Often after he gets home after work, he would have to sit and elevate his feet to ease the pain in his legs. Since he's been taking this supplement as directed, he is able to be more himself. He can be on his feet while we go to the grocery shopping or running errands. He's been taking this for almost the past 6 months, and it's worked wonders for his leg pain. He can now sleep through the night without experiencing discomfort in his legs. I would highly recommend this supplement. So if you haven't tried it, please do so and experience the wonder yourself." Rick L. from Sonoma, California said, "This is the 4th supplement I've tried for my diabetic peripheral neuropathy over the last 6 months, including one that my doctor recommended. Unlike the others, I noticed a difference in under 2 weeks because I was sleeping way better and no longer waking up with foot pain. And because I get to get good sleep, I have more energy to do stuff the next day. My mood is more happy and positive now. I have just ordered 6 more bottles, and I am looking forward to getting even better results in the future. I know long-term nerve repair is a slow process, but as long as I'm making progress, I'm a happy camper." If you've come this far,
I get a sense that you're smart enough to take advantage of this one-time offer today. With NeuroPure, you are not getting a dangerous drug with frustrating long-term damage. A cheap supplement that has failed you in the past that you can find at your local grocery store. A solution that delivers a short-term fix.
A supplement that you will build tolerance to.
Or any nonsense like that. NeuroPure is manufactured in the USA at a GMP and FDA-certified facility in a non-GMO, easy-to-swallow capsule. The regular price of NeuroPure is usually $99 a bottle. Even at that price, it's a true bargain knowing that NeuroPure will restore and rejuvenate your nerve tissue endings from the inside out, giving you the pain-free life you deserve. So, today only, you'll get the absolute steepest discount possible exclusively here on this page. Choose your option below. Still here? Let me answer some frequently asked questions to remove any doubts that you have. Is it safe? Are there any side effects? NeuroPure has been taken by thousands of folks with no reported side effects. It contains only all-natural ingredients. Where is NeuroPure manufactured? It's manufactured in the USA with an FDA-approved facility under the strictest of standards and under clean, sterile conditions. The facility is GMP certified, which is a very tough and meticulous standard for good manufacturers. This ensures only the purest, most quality product is produced. Can I get it somewhere else online or at GNC? No, NeuroPure is only available online and is not found in any stores. If NeuroPure was sold in stores, it would have to be $200 per bottle to allow for retail profits. Because we only sell direct to consumer, you're able to get NeuroPure at a significant savings. How many bottles of NeuroPure should I order?
To get the full results of NeuroPure, we recommend taking the product for a minimum of 6 months. So, we recommend the 6-bottle option.
What will I get with my purchase? You'll get the #1 rated all-natural neuropathy stabilizing product out there. A product that was formulated with the precise Icarian ingredients that healed my father George, plus your 2 award-winning free bonus books. The complete neuropathy protocol and fat burn tricks, the keys to body transformation. Does NeuroPure really work? Yes, it's scientifically proven. Not only have we performed our double-blind tests and research, but NeuroPure is also backed by research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, University of Miami, University of Columbia, University of California, Irvine, and dozens of other top scientific resources. And if you scroll back up, you'll see plenty of peer-reviewed scientific research and testimonials from several of our best reviews. Why hasn't my doctor told me about this? Your doctor is probably a great person, but the thing is, this information is cutting edge and isn't even being taught in med schools yet. On top of that, your doctor is busy working with patients on a day-to-day basis. Thus, they probably aren't aware this even exists. How long will it be available for? We cannot guarantee how long NeuroPure will be in stock for. Due to sourcing only the finest and purest neuropathy-busting ingredients, we can only manufacture NeuroPure 4 times a year. NeuroPure is the only product that has been scientifically proven to eliminate pain and discomfort permanently. So we ask that you act right now in order to get your order of NeuroPure in before supplies run out. Will it work for me? NeuroPure will work for anyone, no matter their age, gender, or genetics. So far, we found that it doesn't matter if neuropathy has been running in your family for generations, if you're newly diagnosed, or if you've struggled with neuropathy for years. The catch is, it only works when you stick to the easy-made solution. What if it doesn't work for me? NeuroPure comes with a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. This means if you buy it today, you can try it for a full 2 months without risking a penny. So, in the rare case you aren't satisfied with it, simply email us or call us and I'll give you back every single penny. No questions asked. Okay, I'm excited. How can I get started? To get started, just click the Add to Cart button below.
Click that button and you'll be taken to our fully encrypted order form. It only takes 60 seconds to enter your information, and as soon as you're finished, your order will be processed immediately. Are there any monthly charges? No, there are no monthly charges. So, are you ready to change your life forever? Simply select which discounted option you want below and click on the yellow Add to Order button. It's as simple as that.